Morning, guys. All right. Here's the message that's like my mind is just going nuts. And okay. What I guess the message is like, what do you want from your experience here on earth? And I'm getting, there's a couple of different things that came to me. So like one of them is about character development and I'm kind of still wondering why specifically, which actually a kid was talking about Mario yesterday. Side note, I freaking love kids. I go to the park and I hang out. Teddy and I hang out with the kids, and all the adults are talking, and which is mostly because I'm still protective of him. Because anyway, but that was a side note. Kids are awesome. Kids are so awesome though. Okay, so you are an aspect of all of each of the characters. I'm only thinking of the main characters like Mario, Bowser. I hadn't even added Luigi into this, but like Mario, Bowser, and Princess Peach. So this is what came to me, is like, what do you want to embody? Because everybody has this beast within, we have this beast within us, but a lot of people don't want to have to look at it. They're afraid of it. They don't want to have to look. They don't even want to do shadow work and whatnot. So I don't know exactly how that works, because you still have a shadow. I really think that I start to see in different times, like, I really think that this journey is for the people that just want to do the shadow work. Like, it's not like God doesn't know that we're partly evil. Like, the world itself is mostly evil, not well, mostly, but it's kind of evil. Like, a lot of the things that happen, a lot of the things that we do day to day, like using each other's energy, the game, and like being in competition with each other, like all of these things that we just justify. And that's like the surface level, like all the things that we justify, like there's evil every day. So it's like, what do you want to embody? Do you want to be Mario? Do you want to be driven and protective of the things that are important to you and that you love, and focused on your mission and getting up and doing it every day? That's just kind of what's coming to me, like specifically about him. And or do you want to be the Bowser and try to take over the world for evil? This person came to me, and it's scary to me, because scary is not the word, because like I said, I think that it's like there's just this acceptance that it's like the devil energy is like, it's like the shiny stuff. It's like the shiny thing. It's like, it's not that you like, and it's tricky. It's the false light versus the real light. Whoa. Okay. So it's like someone who's trying to hold more light. Obviously, they still have a shadow, but they're trying to be more. They're trying to hold more of that Princess Peach Mario essence, and but the devil works in a way that it reflects this. It's like a reflector. So, but it's like, it looks shiny, it looks perfect, it's something that you think that you want, that you got to have, but it's you don't understand that when you go down that road, that it's a trade-off. It's like, and I want to give this because it popped up to me yesterday, and I just thought it was so interesting that it's like this specific person. So I don't know, I guess it's fine to give, I don't know what his real name is, but Youngblood, like the artist, was doing an interview, and he's a very, like, his character is very like vibrant and exciting and silly and wacky, and like he has like a very he's that very, very, very charismatic, enigmatic, like you're drawn to him. And he was talking about how he's struggling with sleep for like all these years, and he hates his body, and But he's so successful, and he was saying all this stuff in this like lighthearted way about how he has this deep abandonment wound, and he's terrified of losing it all and all these things. And he's like having this interview, and this guy's just like, yeah, man. And he's just like, like going along with it, because it's like, that's when it does start to get scary, when you get to that tipping point of like, which path am I going to take here? Because he was able to create so much success from the character that he's playing. And it's not evil to me. Like, it's not like, but it's like he's trapped in that. Like, I don't want to say trapped, because you're not trapped, but he's making the trade-off that he's like, he wants to go for fame and success and play that character and that identity. But the trade-off is that you start to, like, that's what starts to happen when we become addicted to these things that are, of the world, I guess. There's this trade-off. So that's, to me, why it's like, it feels like it's like this devil energy, where it's like you sell your soul to this way, then you have to make a trade-off, like the other things, and you're like, you start to degenerate, you start to have these other issues, but you're like, you can't let go of that role. That's just something that came to me. So I hope that's not scary, and it's not meant to be scary at all, because the truth is, of course, like, you're never trapped, you're not stuck. You can be anybody that you want to be, but we also can't just pretend like we don't have a shadow. Like, and I wanted to say too that, like, no one needs to apologize to me for triggering me. That's part of the journey. Like, it's hard. And that's why you start to see, once you start to embrace more of your light, and you start to, which is also embracing your shadow, but you start to, oh gosh. You start to just see how it's like relationships are, there's a power dynamic. And so it's like, for me now, it's like I quickly trigger people. And so I have to just accept that. So it's like, I have to just accept that, like, I'm triggering people sometimes and I piss them off, or, and that's the difference to me, is it's like, instead of trying to play a role that suits somebody else's needs, I'm playing who I am in that moment. And a lot of people don't like to see that, or like, it's triggering in some way. And it's always a game. It's always like, you don't know exactly what's going to happen or how you're going to trigger somebody. So it's like, once you create that safety in your body, it's not this, you don't feel this like anxiety, and you don't worry so much that you trigger people, because it's going to happen. It's funny, because it happens regardless. Like, we know this, especially when you, like, if you justify like fighting with people. So I'm like, I would rather trigger someone to like, see something that they need to see about themselves that would help them to like accept their shadow, or work on something that they feel insecure about, than to like fight them because I don't like how they're showing up in my reality. All right. I think I'm gonna do a separate video with the cards. But that's kind of why, for me, it's like, I'm staying to myself until I'm matched with that person that's ready to face me and take accountability and be able to drop their pride and like, and be humble. Humility becomes this like very beautiful, attractive thing to me, at least. It's like, there's nothing wrong with pride. That does become our downfall, but like, I'm not hating on that, but it's just like, humility is so beautiful, because it's like, I know you're human. Like, we're literally out here every day having to deal with the shadow. Like, it's not easy. Even when we try to figure out ways, we try to analyze it and figure out ways to make it easier. It's like, you either get resentful and start yelling at people because you can't handle it anymore, or you are authentic and then you trigger people. So, there's just so much acceptance. And then I think that's too why you just embrace hermit mode so much more, because you're like, well, I don't want to be, it still is painful. Like, I don't want to be walking around triggering people all the time. And it's not that way either. It's just, you don't know. There's no way of knowing when you're going to encounter someone. And I mean, sometimes you may be able to kind of foresee it, but you can't handle you can't, it's being able to come back to safety in your body so that you can handle other people's reactions and just be the observer. But it continues to be hard. So I'm just going to leave it with that of like, what character do you want to embody more of? And know that God loves and accepts us regardless, and that we're all still having to play this game. But I think that once you can come back into your own body, you can appreciate so much of life, and then appreciate people and not see them as like an enemy, or not see them as like something to conquer, or you don't see it as this competitive game. You just see it like, we're all out here trying to survive. Like, we're all out here just trying to like get by day to day, and hopefully not trigger too many people. Like, hopefully not, hopefully learn some lessons, and like, like it's just the energy shifts, and you just are more about the experience and the adventure and the journey of it, to me. All right, I'm gonna stop there.